Washington County Public Affairs Forum meets from 10:30 to 1 p.m. at the Old Spaghetti Factory, 18925 Northwest Tannisbourne Drive, across from the Evergreen Movie Theaters in Hillsborough. The doors open at 10:30 with a first lunch serving at 11:30 and a second at noon. The program begins at noon. The forum is a neutral arena for the education of members in the public. It endorses no particular point of view and takes no responsibility for the opinions expressed by speakers, which are not necessarily the opinions of the forum, its members, or its board of directors. Programs are replayed on TVC TV. Find more information on our website.
Pavel graduated from the All-Union Agricultural University in Moscow, Idaho.
No, Russia.
I'm sorry, Russia. A little farther away. He was a manager and director of a beekeeping firm also in Russia, and he's the founder and owner of Get Energized. Pavel Koberman.
Fitness, best medicine. Okay, thank you. Okay, my name is Pavel Goberman. I'm running for U.S. representative. Many people know about me because violation of Constitution United States. It corrodes this country. Nation talk too much about debt, about budget. It is Amendment 14, Section 4 says it balanced budget. It's all, no any debt. Politician create some not clear. It's all debt, big, huge deficit, terror against our country. No one family run family without money. Some yes, yeah, but most of them so must be a nation. Okay, other my very important because many politicians violate code of ethics for government employee. They violate not only Constitution, code of ethics for government. For violation of this should be at least 2 years prison term. It's simple. It's a law of this land. Also, many politicians promote money in election. I blame media because media promotes this money in election for own huge monetary benefits. But there is no need money in election. Article 2nd United States Constitution Section 4 says for bribery must be impeachment. Very simple. Selling this country, stop this selling this country. Don't need money. Oregon Public Broadcast includes Oregon Public Broadcast receive many millions taxpayers' money. It have to pay back to society. Many people, company, corporation donate. It's very rich organization. Do you know salary of Chief Executive Officer Stephen Bass? $293,000 per year. For what? You pay support. When you pay, the nation lose money, lose revenue. About what I could do for. Okay, don't see this very bad. Okay, I see Washington County Public Affairs does very good job to organize this. Thank you for leaders and people, members of this organization. But I have to put some light, speakers may talk. Okay, as elected United States representative, I promise to create a few million jobs in the United States. I promise to balance budget and not in 1 or 2 years, as special commission says, in a few months. Therefore, heavy traffic, for example, Columbia River project, bridge will cost about $4 billion. Don't need spend money. I spoke a couple of years before Metro Council meeting. I asked them, give me opportunity in a few days, maybe 1 or 2 weeks, I improve heavy traffic. Highway design for traffic to move, but not parking. About more important, I say it about economy, create job, but more important, national security. We could be very rich, but someday weapons of mass destruction will drop our country. because Iran developed weapons of mass destruction. United States tried to put more economic sanctions against Iran, but Russia and China do not support United States in United Nations. Therefore, common sense, take economic sanctions against Russia and China. Very simple, till they will support us. Or we play big game, deadly game, because weapons of mass destruction could drop our country, not from Iran, from any ship close to our border. And nobody, no one politician, no elected official, don't talk about, don't think in, because they bought election. Who, don't blame them, blame who voted for them about illegal immigration. I for immigration, but for legal. Because the United States government gives naturalization to children born to mothers came here without permission, without any permission. It gave naturalization to child. It is United States government has no any legal liability other before this lady, because she is citizen of other country. To give naturalization child, United States government stealing citizen from other countries. Okay. Then about I said about I promised to improve heavy traffic on all highway in cities, because I offer, but they refuse it. But therefore, I have no opportunity now. But when I will be elected, I will do it. I promise. More important is this, as I said, economy, because approach to Obama administration not good, and also now he approach to new economic plan. It's a little bit good, but taxpayers will pay for this. I have planned to create million jobs without any taxes. Taxpayers will not pay from own pocket. Okay, thank you.
Lisa, come on up. We met Lisa earlier. She's graduated in journalism from Kansas University. She was creator and producer of a real estate TV show. She was a host of a segment of a program called Around Town on KOIN. She's in freelance advertising and primarily in television. Lisa Michaels.
Thank you very much, Ted. Thank you very much to the Washington County Public Affairs Forum. I really appreciate your time and inviting me here with the other candidates. And it's good to see Pavel again. I first ran against Pavel, you may remember, because I spoke here. Well, actually, we were over at, I believe it was McMenamins in Cedar Hills in 2000 when I ran against Mark Hass for the state rep. I then ran again against Mark Hass. I have a tendency to, I don't really think he's the most successful candidate, so I try to run against him whenever I get a chance. So I ran against him when he ran for state senate, and I also spoke to you most recently for the May election for Tualatin Hills Park and Recreation District. I appreciate you taking the time to consider my viewpoints. A lot of you already know, but I'll just do a quick little bio. I have raised 3 boys on my own with a lot of help from their dad. I divorced, and 2 of them have chosen to honor me by going to my alma mater, the University of Kansas, and they're both there now. One's a freshman, and the other one's in his 3rd year. I'm not quite sure if I want to call him a junior yet. And then I've got a son who's in 8th grade at Valley Catholic. And they've been educated in both the public school here in Beaverton, through middle school, my older boys, and through 4th grade with my younger son. I got into this race because the federal government is on life support, in my opinion. It has gotten so bad that we've got to send a rock-solid conservative to Washington, D.C. to represent Oregon. We have no skin in the game. We had one of the biggest tea parties down there in Pioneer Square on tax day in 2009. I mean, there was over 1,000 people there. I don't know if you were lucky enough to be there, but it was an amazing event. People just picked up their signs, made their own signs, and just showed up. There's no membership to the Tea Party. There's no, guiding force that is organizing them. It's just people like you and me that are fed up. We can't have this. Let me just show you a little graph, and it might be hard for you to see down there, but it's important that you see this, and you can see it's color-coded. Okay, here it is. If you can look at it, the red lines are Republican Congresses, okay? And the rising number is the rising number of jobs created. If you can see this, the Republicans do nothing but increase jobs. Then when the Democrats moved in, it hovered around there for a while. It takes them a while to really destroy an economy, the Democrats in Congress. And then it plummeted under Democrat Congresses. We forget, we a lot of times think, oh, it's Bush and Bush and Bush. Well, Bush had a Democrat Congress for the last 2 years of administration. The Dow Jones Industrials went up the highest under George Bush, went up to over 14,000, and a lot of people forget that. It was while the Democrats had moved in, it was in 07, and they were still picking out their drapes and devising their evil plan to destroy jobs. And then it plummeted. It plummeted after my cousin and almost 3,000 other people were murdered in the worst terrorist attack in our country's history on September 11th, 2001. It plummeted to around 8,000 some odd. That's pretty low. Plummeted a lot. But under Democrat rule in Congress, and with the Democrat president that had just moved in, and the confidence of job creators dropping to an all-time low, it dropped to just over 6,000. The Dow Jones Industrial went down to 8,000 something after 9/11, and after Obama and 2.5 years of Democrat rule, it dropped to 6,000 plus. I think it was like 6,500 and something in October of 2007. And now we get all excited that we get up to close to 12,000. Well, it was up to 14,000 under George Bush. We can't do this anymore. It happens because business creators have been vilified and been told that they have to pay more, and that there's these willy-nilly, over 2,000 executive orders have been issued by this president this year alone. How can you run a business if you can't even plan for the next year? How can you run a business and hire people if you have no idea how much they're going to tax you? How much your health care costs are going to cost with this abomination of a health care bill? That's job one. You elect Lisa Michaels to go to Washington, D.C., I am your representative. Whether you agree with my viewpoints right now or not, you will have access to Lisa Michaels. I'm going to continue to do my live television show. I'm going to stream it on the internet, on Ustream. I have a show called Live with Lisa Michaels. I've been doing it for the last 2 years, 5 hours a week, every week, 52 weeks a year for the last 2 years. Live with Lisa Michaels. I begin with local talent, then I talk love chat, which is a universal topic that even people that are not political like to chat about. And then I go into what I call current events or unreported news. And when I'm in Washington, D.C., I'll have a regular show, and I will invite you to tune in, to Skype in, to call in, to text in, and I will keep you updated, because the only person that owns my vote in Washington, D.C. is you. I'm not taking big money from big contributors and big PAC groups that are going to have me like a marionette hopping to whenever they say so. I am going to be the true public servant. And I'm also going to follow the foundation of our country, which is the Constitution established by our founding fathers. They had in mind a citizen congressman. Now, people say, oh, what experience do you have? Well, you know what? I think the experience of being a citizen and being a worker and being